It is Monday, the 7th of October, 2024. My name is Pigeon Rose, and this is my song of the day. As I mentioned yesterday, this week's theme is the video game Life is Strange. Life is Strange is a 2015 video game created by Don't Nod Entertainment and Square Enix, and it's a narrative-driven puzzle game, I suppose is the best way to describe it, in which you play as a character named Max Caulfield, who witnesses a tragedy and unlocks the power within herself to reverse time, and doing so she saves someone's life. And then the rest of the game is kind of about dealing with the impact that changing that particular event has. And the whole game, I mean, it's a fantasy game, it's about time travel and all that, but it's using the time travel as a metaphor for grief and, reversing time to fix things as kind of not being able to accept bad things and not being able to move on from grief. And I think it's really good. I think it's a potent metaphor. There's a lot to criticize about it. There's some poor writing in a lot of places because it's a bunch of American girls being written by French men. But, overall, I think it's great. And I think the series is great as well. A lot of people don't like the sequels, but I like the sequels as well. But the reason that we're talking about it this week is because the game takes place over the course of 5 days, the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th of October, 2012, I think. And that happens to line up with this year's week. Today's the 7th and it's a Monday. So I decided to go through basically a song per episode for the first 5 days of the week, and the last 2 days will be other songs that appear in the game as well. Today, we're talking about the song Santa Monica Dream by Angus and Julia Stone. It's featured in the first episode of the game because it is Monday. We'll talk more about its context in the game later. I'll try not to spoil too much, although this one doesn't really take place in a spoilery scene. Angus and Julia Stone are an Australian group. They're siblings who just performed together for a long time and eventually started releasing music together. They've also done solo stuff, though. This is from their album Down the Way from 2010. And I think we should just get into it. So let's go listen to it and then come back in a few minutes and talk about it. Nice chill start to the week with that. Something I love about this song is the vibe, in the sense that it sounds like it was recorded all in one take, no overdubs. It doesn't sound like it's recorded. I mean, it's recorded on a good microphone, but you can hear background noise and stuff. It just sounds so much like two people in a room singing a song and playing it on guitars. And I just really like that about it. It just sounds so homely, so kind of intimate, It doesn't sound like it was produced in a studio. It just sounds like two people singing, and I really like that. I could imagine a YouTube video of the two of them sitting on a beach singing this, you know what I mean? So I just really like that quality of it. Now, in terms of its place in the game, this one plays when Max and Chloe get back to Chloe's house and they just lie on the bed and she tells you to put a song on, so you put this song on. And you can just kind of chill and listen to the whole song if you want to. And I really like moments like that in this game where there's a whole story going on, but they give you these little moments of reprieve, a moment of calm, if you will. That's a very specific reference. To just kind of soak it all in and kind of reflect on what's happened in the game so far and just kind of think about it. And the lyrics are kind of thematically relevant as well, although going into why is big spoilers, but I knew some of the songs that are on the soundtrack already. This was not one of them, and this was the first kind of moment in playing the game where I felt really captured by it. I just really liked this song. And like I said, it has this kind of intimate vibe. So it playing in the bedroom while I think she's smoking on the bed while you're walking around the room. It really fit the vibe, Now, that game came out in 2015, and I first played it, I think early 2015. I remember I played this and The Walking Dead Season 1, in consecutive weeks, which is a hell of a thing to do to myself. A hella thing to do to myself, if you will. People who've played Life is Strange find that hilarious, but I don't think any of my listeners have. Anyway, I played this in early 2016, and I remember a few months later, I visited my brother because he used to live in Edinburgh. And I remember one of the days I was just walking up and down Prince Street listening to music. I don't remember if I was listening to the Life is Strange soundtrack or what it was, but I just specifically remember listening to this song at the top of Prince Street. And so that's often an image that flashes into my head when I listen to this song. Anyway, Oh, and one more thing about the group before we go into the song. Angus and Julia Stone later did the soundtrack, like the original music, the score for Life is Strange True Colors, which is the Life is Strange game from a few years ago. So that's cool. Anyway, let's go into the lyrics, shall we? Goodbye to my Santa Monica dream. 15 kids in the backyard drinking wine. You tell me stories of the sea and the ones you left behind. Goodbye to the roses on your street. Goodbye to the paintings on the wall. Goodbye to the children we'll never meet and the ones we left behind and the ones we left behind. So this song kind of simultaneously sounds like it's about a breakup and also death. And also it sounds like just moving on to a new chapter in your life, you know. Goodbye to my Santa Monica dream. 15 kids in the backyard drinking wine. So it sounds like she's saying, you know, oh, I've always wanted to live in Santa Monica, or like it's been heavenly living in Santa Monica, but now I'm moving, and 15 kids in the backyard drinking wine is just like an example of an image there, right? You tell me stories of the sea and the ones you left behind. Just people sharing history together, right? Goodbye to the roses on your street. Goodbye to the paintings on the wall. Goodbye to the children we'll never meet. Goodbye to the roses on your street. Goodbye to the paintings on the wall. Again, just more details about this area, really painting an image. And then goodbye to the children we'll never meet and the ones we left behind. Really sounds like it's talking about having kids, or not having kids rather. The children will never meet. This relationship isn't happening anymore. We will never meet the children that we never had. But also the ones we left behind is an interesting thing, you know. But also it conjures up the 15 kids in the backyard drinking wine. So maybe it's just about kids in the neighborhood, right? And the chorus is, I'm somewhere, you're somewhere, I'm nowhere, you're nowhere, you're somewhere, you're somewhere, I could go there, but I don't. So again, this sounds like a breakup. It sounds like, you know, you're somewhere else, which also feels like you're nowhere, and I could go there, but I don't. And it also makes you think, if you take it as being about death, it could be about visiting someone's grave, right? I could go there, but I don't. But also, it makes me think like it's about someone moving away from someone who lives in Santa Monica. Like they used to live in Santa Monica together, and then the narrator is moving away. So they're saying goodbye to all the things there, you know, the roses on your street, the paintings on the wall. I'm somewhere, you're in somewhere, you know, like it's, I'm leaving behind what you still have, right? Rob's in the kitchen making pizza somewhere down in Battery Park. I'm singing songs about the future, wondering where you are. Battery Park is in Manhattan. It is not in Santa Monica. So now it makes me think that she has moved to Manhattan, right? New York. So who's Rob is the question. Rob's in the kitchen making pizza somewhere down in Battery Park. I'm singing songs about the future, wondering where you are. So it makes me think like maybe Rob is her roommate or her new beau, and she's talking about singing songs about the future, wondering where you are. I mean, singing this song, thinking about where this person who they left behind is, you know. And then I could call you on the telephone, but do I really want to know? You're making love now to the lady down the road. No, I don't. I don't want to know. So there's a big wrench in the works, so to speak. Very clearly not about death. I could call you and try and catch up, but I know that you're fucking the lady down the road, so I don't want to know. It really just lays it all out for you there in those lines, you know? And I love both of their voices. Julia's is the more prominent one of this. Her voice kind of reminds me of Lisa Mitchell. She sings the song Neapolitan Dreams. You go, I'll be okay. I could dream the rest away. Her voice kind of reminds me of her. But I love how in this part she kind of goes up, I could call you on the telephone. She starts pushing into a higher register, and I really like how that sounds. And then we get the chorus again. I'm somewhere, you're somewhere, I'm nowhere, you're nowhere, you're somewhere, I could go there, but I don't. And then the outro is just the start of the first verse again, basically. Goodbye to my Santa Monica dream. 15 kids in the backyard drinking wine. You tell me stories of the sea and the ones you left behind. And the ones you left behind. So it's just kind of reiterating the earlier thing. I mean, it's very plainly just a song about missing someone and missing the things they used to have together, you know? And that's very relevant for, I mean, it's not really a spoiler to tell you. In Life is Strange, Chloe's friend, Rachel, has gone missing. I say friend, and everyone's going to be like, homophobe. It is implied that there was more than a friendship relationship between them. And if you play the prequel, you can decide that there's more than a friendship relationship between them. So that's fun. But anyway, Rachel's gone missing by the time of Life is Strange. And she's like thinking about her for the whole game, so this is relevant to that. Anyway, I don't think I have much else to say about it. I gave you the lyrics, I gave you the music, I talked about Life is Strange. I think that's pretty much gonna be it for this one. Thank you so much for listening. Please hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below, tell me what you think, tell other people about the show. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
Break it down.
You're making love now to the lady down the road. Now I don't want to go. Ready for the mosh pit, shaka bra. New York, New York, it's a hell of a town. Springfield, Springfield. New York's that away, man. Thanks, kid. Surprisingly few Simpsons references in the outtakes of this show.